Billion-dollar deception, the untold Allen Stanford scam. And they whisper, never again. Let me tell you a story, child. A story about a man who chased riches so fiercely, he built a kingdom on sand. His name was Allen Stanford. Tall, charming, and dressed like success was stitched into every thread he wore. Many people thought he was a hero, the kind who gives hope, not steals it. He came from Texas, from simple roots. And like many dreamers, he looked toward the horizon and whispered to himself, I will be more. And more he became. He built the Stanford International Bank on the island of Antigua, a place that sparkled like a promise. There, he offered something sweeter than gold: safety, growth, and comfort to anyone who placed their money in his hands. Certificates of deposit, he called them. Little slips of paper that said, trust me. And oh, they did. Doctors, teachers, retirees, whole families. They believed in the silver-tongued man with the warm smile and the smooth voice. He spoke like he cared. He moved like a king. He shook hands with presidents, rubbed shoulders with cricket champions, and built stadiums to gift to the people. The island loved him. America respected him. But sometimes, child, when the sun shines too bright, it blinds us to the shadows hiding just behind. And in those shadows, something dark began to grow. Behind the marble walls and glossy brochures, the truth was simple: Stanford's wealth was a lie. A house built not on stone, but on borrowed trust, borrowed money, borrowed time. Still, in those early days, no one could see it. All they saw was the shining man in the shining suit, standing proudly on an island paradise. And trouble? Trouble was still far away, just beyond the blue horizon. Time passed, and the Stanford name grew taller than the palm trees that lined his island. The bank promised returns so steady they felt carved from stone. When markets shook, his bank stood firm, almost like it was blessed. Put your money with me, he would say, and let it grow like a tree in good soil. And many did. Soon, the bank claimed to hold billions. Stanford flew private jets. He built mansions with marble floors cold enough to make your bones whisper. His empire stretched across countries like roots spreading quietly underground. But roots can also hide rot. Whispers started. Quiet ones, like wind in heavy curtains. Some people asked, how does his bank grow so fast? How does he never lose? But questions can be dangerous things. Some who asked were silenced with charm, with gifts, with promises. Others were simply ignored, drowned out by applause and bright lights from celebratory cricket matches and glittering parties. You see, child, when someone builds a dream so grand, people want to believe. It's easier to close your eyes to doubt when hope feels warm and the air smells like success. All the while, the bank wrote checks backed by nothing but trust. And trust, once cracked, falls apart like fragile glass. Still, the world did not know. And Allen Stanford? He walked with shoulders high, like a man untouchable. But far away, in small offices with fluorescent lights buzzing like angry bees, regulators began to wonder. Something in the numbers didn't add up. Something smelled wrong. And the wind started to shift. It began quietly. It always does. In the United States, investigators started poking. A spreadsheet here. A missing report there. Stanford's returns were too perfect, like sunshine every day, no storms, no clouds. And in finance, child, such perfection is rarely real. Behind the scenes, employees noticed secrets. Records locked away. Investments no one could trace. Money flowing in, but not much flowing out. Rumors whispered through hallways. Is this real? Where is the money? What if it's all a trick? One brave employee, like a lone lantern in a dark cave, stepped forward. She told the regulators, there is no magic here. There is only illusion. The truth began unraveling like a ribbon pulled loose. Investigators discovered that the bank did not invest responsibly. Much of the money went back into Stanford's pockets, his toys, his fantasy. It was a Ponzi scheme, the same devilish trick used by greedy men long before him. Old money paid to new investors, all balanced like a teacup on a trembling hand. But the hand was beginning to shake. And as the truth spread, Stanford felt the ground shift beneath him. But instead of stepping back, he smiled wider. He spoke louder. He insisted his empire was honest, pure, blessed. Yet shadows cannot hide forever under a burning sun. And soon the world would see. Then came the fall. Regulators stormed the bank like soldiers chasing ghosts. Doors slammed. Computers seized. Papers taken. Stanford's office, once glowing with pride, now filled with stiff suits and stern faces. People watched in disbelief. On Antigua, hearts cracked like shells under heavy boots. This man, this shining figure, had promised them the world. Now he stood accused of lying, stealing, betraying thousands. Crowds gathered. Voices trembled. Some cried for their savings, their futures, their trust. You could almost hear the island breathe a deep, wounded sigh. But Stanford did not break. He shouted innocence. He waved his arms like a drowning man clawing for air. "My bank is safe," he cried on television. "This is a witch hunt." But truth, child, does not bend for pride. And the truth was this: billions of dollars were gone. Lives shattered. Dreams stolen. Retirement funds vanished like smoke in the wind. Families sat at kitchen tables, staring at papers that meant nothing now. People who trusted too deeply felt their hearts hollow like empty vaults. The giant had fallen. And though the world watched, no one cheered. They only whispered, "How could this happen?" In the end, justice came slowly, like winter creeping across fields. Stanford stood before judges who saw past his silk suits and silver watch. They saw a man who built his empire on lies. A man who fed off trust until nothing remained but hurt. He was sentenced, 110 years. A lifetime and more. Enough time to sit, to think, to feel the weight of every broken promise. But do not think this story ends in triumph. Because real life, child, is not so clean. Many never got their money back. Some lost everything. Some lost faith. In bankers, in dreams, in themselves. Stanford sits behind bars now. His empire returned to dust. But the echo of his deception still drifts across Antigua's waters and through American courtrooms. And whenever someone promises riches that shine too bright, folks remember. They remember the man who built castles on trust and sand. They remember how they crumbled. If you learned something from this story, hit that subscribe button. And share this video with someone who loves real-life mysteries and truth-uncovered stories.